Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that is the absolute backbone of any pharma quality management system, the standard operating procedure, the SOP. We're going to dive into how you take that document off the page and make it a real, living, breathing part of your daily work. Okay, let's start right here with this quote because it really hits on a huge compliance blind spot. You can have the most perfect, beautifully written SOPs sitting in a binder, but guess what? It's totally useless if it's not actually being followed on the floor. The paper itself, that's just step one, not the final solution. So that begs the question, right? If the value isn't just in the paper, where is it? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to answer that. We're going to look at how you build that bridge between the procedure written down and the actual practice happening on the shop floor. And that brings us to the first major hurdle, this gap, this disconnect between the paper and the people. This is exactly where quality systems start to quietly fall apart. You might not even see it happening until, boom, a major failure occurs. So here's the crucial point. An SOP is a tool for action. Its entire reason for existing is to guide consistent, correct, and safe work every single time. If it's not being actively and accurately used, then it's not doing its job. It's basically just expensive paper. And listen, this isn't just some nice idea or a best practice. This is a non-negotiable expectation from regulatory bodies. And the logic behind it is pretty interesting. I mean, think about it. If an employee doesn't truly understand the procedure, if they haven't been properly trained, how on earth can we expect them to follow it? From a regulator's point of view, they just can't. It's that simple. So, if an untrained SOP is the problem, then effective training has to be the solution. It's the bridge that connects the document to the real-world action. But what does effective actually mean in this context? See, effective training is so much more than just reading a document and signing a piece of paper. It's really built on these 4 pillars. Every employee needs to understand why the procedure exists in the first place. They need to master how to do every single step correctly. They have to be fully aware of the risks if they mess up or miss a step. And finally, they need to know exactly how to record the work to prove it was done right. And this training, it's not a one-and-done kind of deal. It is a continuous process. Every single person who touches the process, whether they're a new hire, a contractor, or temporary staff, they all need to be fully trained. And just as important, anytime an SOP gets updated, even a tiny change, all of your existing staff have to be retrained on those changes immediately. Okay, so you've trained your team. Awesome. But that's only half the battle. Now we move to the next critical phase, implementation. This is where we make sure that all that knowledge from the training room actually translates into real action at the workstation. So let's be really clear on what we mean by implementation. It's that direct, observable link between the words in the procedure and the physical work being done. It is the living, breathing proof that your quality system isn't just a theory, it's your reality. And now we come to the moment of truth, the audit. This is when an external party comes in to verify your whole system. And for an auditor, the SOP and how it's implemented is a primary focus because it tells them everything they need to know about the real state of your quality culture. And their method is actually brilliant in its simplicity. An auditor's job really boils down to comparison. They're going to take your written SOP in one hand, and with the other, they're going to watch what your team is actually doing on the floor. And the question they're asking is incredibly simple. Do these 2 things match? Perfectly. And the stakes here, they are incredibly high. Let me be super clear about this. Any deviation, any little difference between what your SOP says and what your people are doing, it's not a minor issue. It is viewed as a major failure in compliance, and that can have some really serious consequences. You see these classic red flags pop up in audits all the time. Things like missing training records or people signing a form when they don't really get it. You might see different shifts doing the same job in totally different ways. But one of the biggest ones is when employees just revert back to their old habits, even after a brand new SOP has been issued. So how do we avoid all these pitfalls? How do we build a system that's truly robust? Well, the solution lies in making your quality management system a living, breathing thing on the shop floor, not just a bunch of documents collecting dust in an office. And this is not a passive process. It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It demands active daily oversight. Your supervisors, your department heads, and your QA team have to be out on the floor, watching, verifying, and making sure that procedures are being followed correctly,
by everyone, every single time.
So let's just put it all together. This entire process, from the initial training all the way to daily implementation, it's about one thing. It's about transforming static, written instructions on a page into dynamic, orderly, and consistent daily work.
And that right there, that's the ultimate goal. When your SOPs are alive, when they're being practiced correctly and consistently, day in and day out, that's the moment your quality management system moves beyond just being theory and becomes a powerful, functional reality.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought to take back to your own operations. Take a good, hard look at your procedures, and then look at your people. Is your SOP just a document on paper, or is it truly alive on your floor? The answer to that question says everything about the health of your quality system.